Hi, today with the second passport application. This is about adult passport application for Australian passport. And I know that a lot of people have a lot of question and how to apply for, how to fill the form and what documents they required. So it's pretty easy, very easy, and better to follow the all instruction and read about what you need and read about the full application form. If you read it, it make it more easier for you to bring the old document and present the old document. For the Australian adult passport application, you can there are few ways. You can go online Australian passport website and go for Australian passport application, and do you need to make an account with the Australian passport website, and then you can apply for your new passport as well. With that one, you need a lot of documents to apply with. So start with all the information, like you should be over 18 to apply for the adult passport. But if the child is 16 years old, they use the child passport application form, but that will be still 16 and over will be still for 10-year passport. So what you need to bring and all the document information, the size of photos has to be from chin to crown should be between 32 to 36 mm, and full size of the photo should be between 35 mm and 40 mm long. Now I'm going to explain from the very first page, and this one is you use black ink pen, but because it's clearly written out here, use black ink pen. And ink pen doesn't mean like ink pen, it should be a ballpoint pen, because ink usually spread down and make it more messy. So do you intend to travel within next 2 months? If you are traveling in the next 2 months or you have a plan, write yes. And if you have a plan, then write yes only if you don't have a date. But if you have a book already, you need to give that date. Of course, you need to write the date, and definitely if you go to the post office, they will ask you to go for a priority passport, because passport can take up to 2 months to get you back, and maybe you need the passport for to apply for your flight ticket as well. On this one, name, if your family name will go here all in capital letters. Suppose if you are Smith, right here, and a given name will go here, like John will go here. And if you have a middle name as well, leave one box blank and write here. And this all boxes is for officer to use, whoever will check your application. And you need to choose your sex, you are male or female, and if you are male, cross male, or you can write M as well, or you can cross as well, one of the option, and your date of birth out here. And if you are not male or not female and you have a third sex, you cross this one, and you need to present your medical certificate or doctor's report or doctor's written note with that to prove that. And if you are changing your sex, if you have already old passport and you changing your sex, you still need to go to apply for a new passport. You can't just change your sex and ask for to use the old passport for that one. And then you need to write the place of birth, so town or city where you born. It's not a big city, like if you born in Perth, so you write Perth here. But a lot of people if they born in Subiaco, so should write Subiaco here. Some people write Perth Oh, that's not right. That's not correct. You should write Subiaco here. If you born in Armdale Hospital, so that will go Mount Nashora or Nasura Hospital. And the country of birth, of course, is Australia. And if you born overseas, write the country name and then the place where you born, the hospital, suburb or city name. And if you born in Australia, you cross this one and write your detail of birth certificate. So number of certificate. So this should be registration number, and it's clearly written out there on your certificate. There are some other numbers, but you have to write only registration number here. State or territory. So if it is a WA, write WA, and if it is a NSW, write the NSW out here. Family name on birth certificate, it should be matching with this one. If not, so you need to prove your name. You need to give a proof of your name change certificate, or if you are married, so you need to give your marriage certificate. Or if you are going back to your maiden name, parents name, so you need to write, you can choose to go for that as well. Then you don't need to provide your divorce or other any document to prove that. And of course, this will be a date of registration when your passport, when your birth certificate was registered, and then date of issue when you got your birth certificate, and where you born, or okay, were you born on after 1986? If you born after this date, you need to prove that you are Australian citizen. Then you need to provide this document. If your answer is yes, and then you need to give one of these options to choose to that you are Australian citizen. If the parent is permanent resident, so then child is automatically Australian citizen, but this doesn't mean that they don't need to prove. So then the child needs to bring their own citizenship certificate. So the parents needs to apply for the child citizenship certificate, and that will be at birth and death registration office. And then one of these option will be crossed accordingly, and then need to give the proof that you are Australian citizen. And if you have citizenship certificate, detail of that will go here, and date of issue, what is your name and what is your given name on that, last name and then given name on this one, all in capital letters and black ink pen. And name changes, so this work mostly when people get married, and after marriage they change their name. So original name here, the previous name will go here. Or someone choose to change their name, they need to go to again birth, death and marriages office, and then need to get a certificate from them, and their details will go here, certificate number, date of issue, state, and then when it was registered, all the details will go here, and that will be checked by the officer. So it should make the link with this name and this name. And family name only. Okay, family name at the birth of your parent. So you need to write the family name of your parent when they born, not your. So suppose your father's last name is Smith, that will go here. Or you can go for mother's last name when she was born. So then this is officer's place to work on. And this, what type of passport you need? Ordinary, definitely. And if you are over 75, then you can go for 75 plus, but that doesn't mean like you get a cheaper price. That is 5-year passport, and the price definitely will be 5-year passport price. And then your contact details, mobile number, mostly people give only one number, and then email should be here, and after @ should write here. So suppose if it is a Yahoo at yahoo.com, so @ Yahoo will come here. And who we contact in emergency. Who will contact in emergency. So you can give your parents' detail, you can give your husband or wife's name, but mostly they want the people who not often travel with you, because in case of emergency they want to contact them. And the address will go here, and your residential address, which will be current address, because the passport will come to this address. That's why it has to match with your ID. So your driving license will be the best one, or if you don't have driving license, you can go for your lease agreement or any other bank statement, of course, to prove that you are living on that address. Have you ever been issued an Australian passport? Yes. So if you had been, if you're not, so cross no and give the details here. And are you replacing, lost or stolen? Of course, if you are replacing, yes. Otherwise, no. If yes, if you know the details right here. If you don't know the details, a B11 form will be attached. That is declaration form to tell that what had happened, and you don't have any details of that old passport, and then passport office will find your details themselves on. Okay, so this is the next page. It's very important page, and this is grantor page. Grantor will write the family name, given name, and what their sex is, and a date of birth here. And the grantor shouldn't be your relative, not living on a same address as well, and should be over 18, Australian citizen only, not permanent resident as well. So you should be known by, they should know you at least from last 12 months. If you move to Australia for less than 12 months, then you can use as much time you know to them. It can go for 1 to 2 months, or whatever the time you're living in Australia from that time as well. And their details, so you don't need to fill both part, either or either, A or B. So you can go for, this is easy, usually people use that, passport details and their name and expiry date. Otherwise, electoral details, if they are registered for election or for voting, so then you only use this one. Otherwise, you have to use this. So their family name, given name, and current address and postcode. It's quite easy one. And next one is so how long they known you. So minimum has to be 1 year. But if you are moved recently to Australia, it can be months as well. But if anyone knows you from more than 10, 20 or 30 years, you can go for more than 2 years is more than enough. You don't need to write all 30 years or something. And a family name, of course, your details, and a given name, and as well sign needs to be done by the declared person, and date when they sign, and their contact details, the contact number out here. The next page is if the person has Australian driving license, you have a driving license, you need to give the details of that. State will be, suppose it's WA. Expiry date of the driving license version will be C. If you have a car, otherwise HR or whatever the license you have, then leave it blank, and you will sign here. So sign has to be inside the box, don't go outside, even don't touch on a corner, and the date will go here when you sign, not your date of birth. And the endorsed photo, one of the photo has to be endorsed by the grantor. The sign should match in both here, and this part should be matching with this one, this one here, and here, and here on a photo, back of photo. And then you have to give the combination of 2 IDs. It can be combination 1, 2 or 3, anything. One means A, 1A, 1B. So that can be driving license or Medicare. That's it you need. Or either if you don't have a driving license, then you can go from B. So mostly easier is a credit card and then Medicare card. And if someone don't have one of these options, so then 3 from C. So these 3 documents they required. And this all the officers details to fill out, and they will do this. Anything else you need, any inquiries, you can ask me anytime. You can buzz me, you can send a message, leave the message, type in to me, and I will answer to you accordingly. And a lot of time they ask for some document for you to fill out, especially B11 form, and there are a lot of other form, B9, B10, and different categories. B11 is a declaration, and I will tell you all the different forms and what their uses in my next video. And any question you can again ask me anytime. I will be more happy to answer you. Thank you very much.